Tzu Chi shares the environmental protection effort at the UN Climate Change Conference in Madrid. A volunteer couple from Beijing teaches local team to incorporate entertainment into character education. Welcome to Diet Headlines. I'm Maggie Tai. Thank you for joining us. It's that time of the year when the latest United Nations Climate Change Conference takes place. This year it has held in the capital of Spain, Madrid. Tzu Chi has once again been invited to attend to share how they have been promoting a sustainable Earth for the next generation.
Over 29,000 global representatives and scholars are attending the latest UN Climate Change Conference as they hope to take the next step to implement the changes needed following the 2015 Paris Agreement.
The next thing to do in the energy sector is to have a quick development of renewable energy. We have to phase out all the emitting energies, all the emitting ways of producing electricity and moving as fast as possible to renewables.
The conference this year takes place in Spain with the theme of Time for Action to spur people to act.
We need to promote that all stakeholders participate in the implementation of climate action, but especially we need to empower the present generations to take climate action.
Nonprofits' influence in this effort against climate change is very important. This is why Taiwan's Tzu Chi Foundation has been invited 8 years in a row. This year, they share the organization's conservation efforts for the near 30 years.
Yes, like what you said, that all the Tzu Chi organization provides vegetarian meals only, not in the hospital only, but also in schools, in university, for staff and the patients.
During this 2-week conference, world representatives and organizations will discuss and plan how they are going to keep this Earth sustainable for the next generation.
In Laos, Tzu Chi's aid distributions for the flood survivors are mostly held at temples. Many affected residents volunteered at the aid distributions to help their fellow countrymen, while also donating money to help other less fortunate people.
On the second day of Tzu Chi's aid distribution, the event is held at a local temple. Early in the morning, many local residents have come to volunteer at the distribution.
Seeing them wearing the volunteer vests, we really hope that they are not only volunteering for a day. I think if we keep working at it, we will be able to inspire the people here.
The 2 aid distributions in one day helped nearly 2,000 affected households in 11 villages. The Dharma master at the temple also captures the volunteers' kind acts with his video camera.
I record your kind acts so that the people of Laos will remember that in the aftermath of 2019 floods, Tzu Chi volunteers came to help us. I'm very grateful and happy.
While the disaster relief focuses on distribution of aid supplies, doctors also participated in the event. After coming into contact with the affected residents, they have learned much.
We've only come to help once. This might be the last time I see him. I wish him the best wishes, but I don't know how much I can help him. Therefore, my heart really goes out to him.
When I was distributing the consolation letters, I was bowing so much that my back was aching. However, I started having eye contact with them, hoping to provide them with more comfort.
The volunteers also inspired affected residents to give of themselves. Although they don't have much money, they're still willing to make donations.
I want to make a small donation to help other people, just like how you have come to help us. Although the donation is small, I hope it can help other people in need.
I saw affected residents in old clothes take out new dollar bills and put them into the bamboo coin bank. I am deeply touched to see how they are willing to give.
A natural disaster has connected Tzu Chi Foundation with the people of Laos. This affinity and love will continue to make a difference.
The third day of Tzu Chi's aid distribution in Laos was also the National Day there. The national song was played before aid distribution to celebrate the country's birthday. On this special day, Tzu Chi volunteers asked the local children to help pick up recyclables in order to keep the environment clean. Also, villagers made a vow to donate 1,000 Laos kips, which is equal to about 11 US cents every month to help others.
This day is the country's national day. Before aid distribution begins, volunteers and villagers sing the national anthem together.
I feel very happy. On the National Day, I can come here to receive the supplies.
Coming from Taiwan, Tzu Chi came to help the survivors today. It is really great.
While the adults are busy getting the supplies, the children are also busy.
Need to tidy it up and keep the environment clean.
Because in Myanmar Free Clinic, an adult saw a child pick up recyclables. Then he didn't dare to throw away things on the ground, but instead helped them up.
Before leaving, under the tree, the response of love is inspiring.
Just now, Tzu Chi's sister said we should turn our hands from receiving hands to giving hands. I hope to donate 1,000 kips every month. Although it's very little, I sincerely want to help.
Tzu Chi went across the sea to host aid distribution. On this special day, they sent out supplies and spread the most precious power of mutual assistance.
Volunteers in Indonesia have hosted a poverty alleviation program to help the disadvantaged, one of whom was a woman called Sri. Tzu Chi assisted her in rebuilding her house and also subsidized her a trolley so she could earn a living by selling instant noodles on the streets. Now her life has been improved and she wants to reciprocate the love.
It was in 2008 for Shi to meet Tzu Chi for the first time. At that time, her house was precarious.
Before reconstruction, the house I stay in was a simple tall wooden house. Well, everyone's house was good.
The tall house has become a cement house, which can protect her family from rain and rain. Apart from this, Tzu Chi subsidized her a trolley from selling Jinshi instant noodles on the streets to earn a living.
Because my husband's health is not good, he cannot work for the family. Fortunately, Tzu Chi subsidized my trolley so that I can earn tuition fee for my kid and daily expenses by selling things.
Over the decade, her life is getting better every day. Her kid can go to school and grow up happily. She wants to share her current blessings with others, so she has joined volunteer training.
Tzu Chi's assistance has improved my life gradually. I want to share what I got from Tzu Chi and this piece of love with others.
Tzu Chi's poverty alleviation program changed Shri's life. What used to be the dark corner of the community has the warmest light now.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Kunming, Yunnan held a 3-day educational experience class. A volunteer couple from Beijing were invited to teach participants on how to integrate entertainment into education through board games and group activities.
How can a soft paper become a high-rising tower? And if it changes to human, how to form a bug? Tzu Chi volunteers in Kunming held an educational experience class with nearly 100 participants, which were divided into groups. Everyone has his own understanding.
Group beauty comes from the beauty of each individual. They did the same posture from the bottom to the highest peak. Because of this posture, they have no feeling of danger.
Strengthening the consensus of the education team, Tzu Chi volunteers in Kunming invited You Shiqing and Jie Wenqing from Beijing to be the naturalists to teach the tips of adopting Jingxi aphorisms in education through board games and group activities.
Children education starts with family education, then school education, and after that social education. So family education has the deepest impact on children. The children can develop the personality of being able to communicate well and live in harmony with others. They would be absolutely competitive in the era of the 21st century.
We often talk about a peaceful society. That is, the power of goodness should be enhanced. To enhance the power of goodness, it requires people to have more knowledge in goodness and abilities of doing good deeds. Everyone integrates the concept of doing well in education. That is, to integrate character education into family and extend it from the community to the society. Then that country must be healthy and peaceful.
Integrating entertainment into teaching makes character education invisible and become part of children's lives. Volunteers did not only learn the method of educating the next generation, but also benefited a lot from these activities.
A cross-strait Tzu Chi humanity education seminar is being held in Shenzhen, China. 9 teachers receive their training and become certified Tzu Chi commissioners. They will do their best to promote Tzu Chi mission in community.
They are now new members of the Shenzhen chapter of the Tzu Chi Teachers Association.
I'm a teacher and I want to accompany the kids in their growth. I want to educate them. Just like what teacher Yuan has taught me, everything we say may become the most important phrase in the children's lives.
She's always so positive, so optimistic and sunny. Her little light is shining on me.
They are also a mother and her daughter shouldering jobs together.
Me and my mom have a very special relationship. She's my mother, my teacher, and also my classmate. And we're fortunate this year because we're certified to become commissioners.
When I visited many families of sanitation workers, I saw how difficult their lives are, so I feel quite fortunate.
Among the 27 new commissioners in Shenzhen this year, 9 of them are members of the Tzu Chi Teachers Association.
We've been doing various work such as home visitation, recycling, education. They are teachers in Tzu Chi's 4 missions, so I feel the teachers from the Teachers Association are diligent learners.
After the teachers in Shenzhen went to Taiwan to learn experiences in 2012, they have held 90 study groups. The cross-strait Tzu Chi's humanity education seminar is filled to capacity.
They really give us classics and treasure and also very good experiences. And through their activities, I feel our teaching of Jingxi aphorism has a lot of room for growth.
Suppose there are 30 children in my class, then I could influence 30 families. When you realize you can be influential, you must become very cautious in your actions and also cherish this affinity.
From classrooms to community, these new members will instill more the education of love into the society.
Stem cell transplant is an important way to treat many blood diseases. In fact, the medical technology for stem cell donation is already quite mature. Finding a match with a potential donor can help many restart their lives. Mutual aid groups have also been created, which encourage interactions through reading clubs and other activities to share their experiences.
After a serious illness, recording the treatment process to fight cancer is a rare life story. Some patients have even overcome fertility difficulties after illness to give birth to 2 lovely little babies, continuing the cycle of life.
When I was sick, I didn't think about giving birth. I only wanted to live. When I gradually returned to normal life, I found that I could keep up with others in many times. I can usually keep up with normal people as I have fought cancer successfully, so why can't I have a child? So I tried my utmost to do it.
In order to let patients restart their lives, it is even more necessary to have a group of courageous donors.
I didn't think that one day someone would need me to save them.
Su Weilin, together with two younger brothers in a wheelchair, traveled a long distance from Pingdong to Hualien just to donate stem cells.
My two younger brothers are disabled like this. My mother was very worried that after I made a donation, there might be some conditions in the body. I told her not to worry because I saw many feature stories on Dai TV about bone marrow transplants, so I really understand the risks.
The Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center was established 26 years ago and has 440,000 people on file in their database. So far, there have been 5,500 successful transplants in 31 countries and regions around the world.
The best match is between relatives such as brothers and sisters, which is 25% of matching rate. But if it is not a brother and sister, then it should be from a good bone marrow library, such as Taiwan's Tzu Chi bone marrow library. Its matching probability can even reach 60%.
Stem cell transplants are a very important method of treating blood diseases. Currently, it can be done through bone marrow, peripheral blood stem cell collection, and cord blood donation.
The donation of stem cells is actually very safe. The risk is actually less than 1 in 10,000, with stem cells constantly being regenerated. In fact, if not donated after 120 days, they are metabolized. So I encourage everyone to be brave and donate stem cells.
Saving lives is not just a slogan, but requires everyone's action. As of the end of October, the Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center registered about 60,000 patients who are seeking a donor. The databank provides them with hope and a new chance at life.
To control dust and sandstorms originating in riverbeds, a number of government units such as Water Resource Bureau, Forestry Bureau, and others have come up with various methods to alleviate the problem. They have added water to dry river, green cover, and even placed straw mats. Which solution was the most effective? Well, the answer lies somewhere, which involves working in harmony with nature.
This is the bare ground under the Taidong Beinan River ROC Bridge. Before the typhoon season approaches, an excavator is repairing the facilities, the areas to prevent sandstorms caused by the strong northeast monsoon wind. In order to prevent sandstorms in rivers, the government has adopted various methods such as water cover, green cover, laying of straw, creating dikes, watering, and irrigation for more than 10 years. They have made every effort to reduce the damage of sandstorms.
在整治的一个方法上面呢，不外乎大概就是有3大类型哦。一个就是说，
In terms of remediation methods, there are probably 3 major types. One is to cover the bare area with water. We call it water cover. To construct this, we will build a temporary earth embankment to block water. It's most effective to store upstream water to form a water surface and cover it like this.
Although the water cover method can greatly reduce sandstorms in rivers, it will be destroyed once it encounters a typhoon or heavy rainfall. It must be repeated every year.
水覆盖效果真的是最好哦。那但是呢，隔年来的
The
时候，
effect of water coverage is really the best. But when heavy water comes, the temporary earth embankment will be washed away. Because of this, it must be done every year. We always encounter such a problem.
In order to overcome the problem that water cover being rebuilt every year, the 4th River Bureau of the Water Resources Agency is adopting a new method of deep trenching to create water cover in the Zhuosui River.
我们希望在河的中央的地方呢，留了大概200。
We hope to leave a width of about 250 meters to 300 meters in the middle of the river. As a deep groove in our river, this is indeed a water flow path that has water for many years during the dry season. Such a flow path will go deeper, and after doing this, during the dry season, our water is concentrated in this deep groove of 250 to 300 meters, where it flows all year round. After it is settled in this way, it will slowly take shape, and in the future, it will be less necessary to use temporary earth embankments every year.
Taidong Beinan River's water cover remediation method unexpectedly created a green algae covering over the natural construction method, which had a good effect on preventing sandstorms in Beinan River.
有一次就是因为水比较低，然后就是水里面产生非常多的藻类，表面上干枯之后，表面上会。
Once, because the water was relatively low, a lot of algae were produced in the water. After the surface is dried, a thin layer will appear on the surface. The one that is algae is considered to be dry. It acts like a protective layer against the sand. Under the strong northeast monsoon, it will inhibit the sand and wind.
Although water cover is the most effective in controlling sandstorms in riverbeds, a single method cannot achieve the best results, as multiple methods need to be integrated to prevent the problem from arising. Green cover is another tool for prevention. This is the green cover construction method under a bridge crossing Taidong's Beinan River. Taidong Forest Management Office is conducting a new green cover planting method.
We started sowing plants in October last year. We used some vine plants on the coast, such as jackpine and beech latex, to first create some time of coverage and then do other planting. At the forefront of our planting are relatively low shrubs, such as school pine, beach cabbage, and then a little higher, the hibiscus, Prima ceratifolia. At the tallest end, we have trees such as Picacia, sinensis, and acacia trees, and it has a sort of higher and lower order.
Opposite Beinan River, there was a large forest providing a windbreak. The green cover and forest can achieve 2 layers of sandstorm prevention and control effects.
If we do it now, if the wind rises, it will not bring up the sand from below. And the other side is that because there is our number 2519 with 2502 protected forest. These are windbreaks which can reduce the risk of dust and sandstorms.
After the government invested more than $13.1 million for 10 years of remediation, the total area of the Tzu Chi River Bear Riverbed was an original 2,000 hectares, but in 2017 reduced by 1,162 hectares, and in 2018 lost 500 hectares, and in March 2019 only had a remaining 380 hectares. Thus, storms around the Beinan River reduced from 32 before 2009 to 10 in 2016 and 5 in 2017, just 2 in 2018, with the latest being just 5 hours.
Human beings are insignificant. We just discuss things with God and let the water stay in our riverbed a little longer. Let it infiltrate our riverbed to make the dust more difficult to rise up. It is impossible to be 100% effective.
Although dust storms on riverbeds existed since ancient times, today it is particularly serious, more closely related to human development activities midstream. Climate change is caused by human behavior. Although the prevention of river engineering can reduce the harm of dust storms, but to get rid of these dust and sandstorms is impossible, as we must learn to coexist.
A bank in Malaysia invited Tzu Chi volunteers from Sri Lanka and Kuala Lumpur chapter to share recycling knowledge with its employee. Take a look at the next time.